Is Sophia juggling?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there any question or doubt of whether or not she's juggling? No, right? She's absolutely juggling. And the student that does not have the ability to catch and throw now, because the experience feels the same, does that feel good? Everybody tells me when they do that, they're like, oh, that feels good. Like, that's what juggling feels like? I'm like, yeah, that's what juggling feels like. Do you get it now? And they're like, oh. So actually the stepping stone too, because juggling's so like definitive. You're either juggling or you're not. The balls are in the air, they're not. You don't get like a training wheel period where like, let me test it out a little bit first and take it for a spin, see how it feels. So you have to feel it or not feel it. So that's an always awkward period for anyone, even like really well-coordinated people. But something I was talking about the emotional side of it is what you'll find is they understand the pattern, you block it down with 2, and then you get this. Can you hold this now? You get this the first time. And you're like, dude, why are you rushing? Like, what is the deal? Like, where's the fire? And you're like, check it out. Just do one ball. Just do one ball. Put it down. Stop. And you have to like tell them to stop because they're already moving to go to the next one. It's like, stop. Don't move. Wait. It's still there. It's not going anywhere. You already dropped it. You can't drop it twice, right? And that's sort of like to see the child like struggle with that idea. Like, oh, dude, this is up to me. Like, I have control of this. No one's forcing me to move faster. I don't have pressure, right? It's not someone else determining what I have to do. It's me. And then you say, now do the next one. Stop. Pick it up. Go. Go again. And you slowly build it up. And like once that clicks in their head, it's like instant. Oh, it's up to me. It's not about how fast I go. It's about the motion. It's about what I'm comfortable with. You build out your own skill. When they try to do that fastness, that's when the favor and the dominant hand thing comes in. That's when they start doing this. When they go too fast for them to be able to process is when they swap, right? And this 9.8 meters per second is too fast for a lot of people starting out. So you start here.
Hey, Craig.
So this device turned out to be such a success. Especially in the with the autistic clients immediately. Sort of like all the different things are built and designed to try to cater to different people and find, oh, we can do this on the table if everyone can't see, but then it rolls off, so no. You do a lot of things on the floor. So we always adapt the prompt because this might work for someone and not someone else. But this one sort of like universally, like really like never fails. And it was my least favorite starting out, which is weird. So I don't even have to explain how this works. This is what I love. It's so intuitive, right? I have a kid that doesn't communicate verbally with me, and I try to initiate it. Eye contact, always try to initiate. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. That's okay, because we're still going to rock out. Because I'm just going to do this. And that's always what they do. Sometimes they try to go up the tube that came out. And they're like, nope, that doesn't work. Nope. And it goes down. It's intuitive. You give someone a ball and you show them a hole, they're going to put it in every time. So I start off without talking. I just do this. And they figure it out. And I'll just start real slow. As far as they know, too, especially with individuals on the spectrum, my goal is to get them to focus at me while we're doing this and make it more social, but they start out here. So they don't see me putting balls, and they think it's the same ball every time, and they don't know where it came from, because this is actually a good tool for teaching object permanence. So they just throw it in. And what I start doing is inputting patterns. So we're going to do right, middle, left, right, middle, left. And we start off by just letting them do it. It doesn't matter what hand they favor or how they do it. Because as I start to increase the amount of props, which they're not aware of, it gets faster. And I can watch them and see, make sure they're still handling the pattern, but I start grabbing more props. So now me and Amy are playing with five objects, and she's handling it. They'll reach a breaking point when that dominant hand can't favor the center tube anymore, and in order for the pattern to be maintained nicely so that they get that soothing feeling from the pattern, they need to bring that left hand in. That left hand needs to start picking up the slack, right? And that's always a challenge. This isn't the best tool for that, but the goal is to sort of encourage asynchronous motion, alternation. The center tube is where the bilateral motion happens. For the most part, you can encourage more really advanced patterns, like kind of like an equivalent of Mills mess, where you're like, all right, well now you have to always alternate hands and you got to go to the other side of the body. You know what I mean? But that's for more advanced kids. They love that. The pattern that I have a lot of success with, like just for fun, on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, is the synchronous patterns. which as we know is like, even though you're doing two things at once, the brain processes it as one motion, so it's actually easier. So we start off with 2, and then we do 2 here. Again, no explanation needed. And the kid's doing a 6-ball synchronous fountain. Issues with my mind-body awareness here and my balance between my right and my left. So we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna always alternate your hands, right? And even if they go slow and they kind of sort of like hit their paws, it's okay, because the pattern just stops itself and I catch up to it when I catch up to it. And then we can start going like this.
That's fun.
Doesn't it? It feels so good.
Yeah, it really does.
I know. You get a volunteer?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, you sit on the bench.
All right. This thing's great. This has like brought in a lot of different ideas. Where this can be a cooperative game, this can be an individual game, and there's different ways to interact with it. As far as like, you know, down range, like what is that? Horizontally, all different ways like that.
What's this called?
This doesn't have a name yet. I can even set this up where once I get a kid going, I can just walk away. With the weighted version though, I'd probably put something in the middle to take away from this visual. So it's a more autonomous experience. You know, I'm always going for that, especially the people that have less opportunities to, you know, have experience things independently, the more I want to create that. So here again, I like to joke and say that the name of the game is keep your balls down. When we juggle, we want to keep our balls up. Here, we want to keep them down. The other rule, you always have to change hands. Don't use the same hand twice, okay? Is straight across the middle. This hand right here, all the way across again. And he's going to do it again right here. I had this problem with Alex, Jennifer Krebs' student that was here yesterday. I taught him how to play with this. He's on the spectrum, but very high functioning, to the point that he outsmarted me when I told him the name of the game is keep the balls down. We started off the first 3 minutes, he was getting it, and we were playing it. Then he realized if I do this, I win. So there was like a 20-minute period where I was like, all right, so I guess we can't do anything then. And then I remembered, oh no, wait, I made this so that I could take these pulleys off. Okay? And I was like, all right, Alex. So now the name of the game is, again, keep all our balls down. You can't keep them all down because when I pull, that goes back to the whole event dependencies, stacking events and dependencies. That's good. So just telling them, just saying like, hey, keep all your balls down, instantly they're going to jump into an asynchronous pattern on their own without you explaining it. Because they're going to pull it down like, come on, on their own. Nice. That's a good one, I like that.